gasa.
Bara köra.
Bara köra.
Inte stanna.
This is it, the big one, the very grand tour of the breathtaking Balkans. In June 2024, 7 friends drove to the Balkans to ride some of the most spectacular and challenging roads of the Trans-Euro Trail. An attempt to find and search for the wild, search for the roughest tracks, the steepest climbs and the roughest terrain. In short, one of the biggest challenges the Trans-Euro Trail has to offer.
The sadistic guy on the Great T7 gives advice right after the crash. You need to throttle more.
With one reward in mind, to get to ride in landscape and scenery that will have you say over and over again, this is the most amazing place I've ever ridden my motorbike. Follow us on a journey of a lifetime, 3,000 kilometers through 4 countries in the breathtaking Balkans, a grand tour of the Trans-Euro Trail. It's a story told about riding a motorcycle, about friendship, about overcoming fear and challenges together, and about living out your dreams.
Yeehaw! Well done, boys! Look at my tent.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Very good. I don't know how to stop it. This is nice.
We start where we left off last time, on the Croatian Tet. We stayed one night in the small town of Croatia and had now set off to ride the western loop. And we started out in rather dull weather.
After yesterday's epic day, it's a little bit dull, but we hope it will clear up in a minute.
Feels a bit of a waste to be here at this spot and not be able to see anything.
It's nicer if we had the real sunshine.
Yeah,
Clear skies.
it would be.
On the menu today is both the western and the eastern loop, and hopefully before night time to reach the town of Knin, which is the southernmost point of the Croatian Tet.
I'm coming now, guys. This is pretty epic scenery, huh, guys? Woo. Definitely the highlight of the Croatian Tet so far. Wow. I mean, oh my goodness. Yeah.
We're gonna stop every 10 meters.
Yeah. No day in the Balkans without the rain. That has to stop soon, guys. That can't be right.
We were riding the loop counterclockwise, which is not the recommended direction of the track. The terrain and tracks hadn't been very tricky so far, so it didn't cause us any problems at this point. The landscape was drier here, despite the rain, and the tracks were easy enough to maintain at a somewhat fast pace. When we stopped here at this canyon to enjoy the view, I somehow managed to break the cable to my microphone, which meant that I kept on filming, not knowing it wasn't recording any sound at all. So here is Ingvar riding in front of me, with no sound whatsoever. And here I'm driving up to Johannes that had crashed and says, "Oi mate, you can't park there." All for nothing. The sound was gone. Then I managed to forget to mount the other microphone to the big camera when I stopped to film the other guys driving past me, which resulted in lovely sound with heavy wind buffering. But I'll try and go back to the story, nonetheless. We carried on, and towards the end of the loop we found some rather steep and rather tricky tracks with rocky terrain. The going got rougher, and sure enough, sooner or later, somebody was gonna have a bit of a tumble. We should have had that on film, Sven.
Sorry.
I was busy filming the other guys, and they have a massive, beautiful crash.
Yeah, you should have gone before me.
Yeah.
I'll let you know next time I crash.
Yeah.
If I was a horse, this is where I would live. In the Croatian mountains.
Well, I managed to mount the microphone the other way, so it's just getting me really good.
You have a beautiful voice.
I have a beautiful, dark voice.
Everyone remember to drink water. Yeah. Especially when it's...
Already up the hill.
Yeah.
It might have been the lack of hydration. All I know is that I managed to make every single mistake to the sound recording of this film in a matter of just few hours. Or maybe this just wasn't our lucky day. We carried on, inching us closer to the end of the western loop, still without any sound. It was all downhill from here and back to Croatia, mostly literally speaking, with steep downhill tracks with very loose rocks. But as we were almost finished with the loop, things also figuratively went quite downhill. Right, so this is a little bit of a weird status update, but we're somewhere in the Croatian tet, and we just sat down for some food, and when we came back out, Ingvar's bike didn't want to start. That's kind of the first problem. Then 10 minutes before we got here, Jake had a little bit of a tumble, and now his ankle is feeling sore and might need some attention. So right now it's somewhere around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we've done 60, 80 kilometers or something today. That's it. And we're stuck here waiting to see if we can find a battery or how to move on from here. We've texted a few people to see if somebody can help out. We're in a city, so we're not in the middle of nowhere, but there's no workshops or anything in this area. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we get away from here today. Otherwise, we found a house with a pool and just have to take it like that. When you're riding together 7 people, there's always going to be somebody who has a problem, either physically or mechanically, and we'll just have to stick together and fix it out and wait it out and make sure that everybody gets onwards from here. That's how it goes. We were supposed to finish the entire Croatian tet today. We did one loop this morning, which was absolutely amazing. We had some cloudy weather and stuff in the beginning, which kind of ruined the views a little bit, but it kind of picked up later, and everything was super good up until the lunch, where Jake's ankle is now a little bit messed up and Ingvar's bike doesn't start. So, see how it goes from here. Any news? Good news? We have good news?
Yeah.
Oh. Did he have a battery that fits?
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Clutch out in how many minutes, Rasmus?
You got one. I will pre-warm my bike now.
It was like a shop who has everything,
Yeah.
which has everything, you know, big batteries, small batteries, and of course it talks no English, a little bit of German, like 20 Minuten. Can you do it? We bought it.
Yeah, to dilute. Baking soda would be great.
Det ser ut så blir rätt sladd den här gången då. Ja. Ja, ser bra. Jajamän.
Let's wait and see for a little bit before we drive off. It started. Started running. Yeah.
With one problem fixed, we took off again to drive the eastern loop, but we left Jake behind to attend to his ankle and agreed to meet up with him again after the loop. Suddenly we were back at more wet and humid climate and landscape. We had mud and very slippery tracks again, and the tumbles of this day were far from over. First up was none other than Rasmus. On a very steep rocky slope he went down, and with him blocking the track, I couldn't get momentum back up again, and then I tumbled. Everyone else, though, managed to get up once we were out of the way. Then we reached this wide open meadow at the top of the mountain we had just climbed. And if you think the tumbles and accidents and misfortunes of the day was now over, you'd be wrong. Next one to bite the dust was Stefan. He slipped on the grass and mud and got thrown off the bike into a ditch. And with him limping away from the scene of the accident, Johannes and I lifted his bike and got it back on track. And then everyone weighed in on what had gone wrong.
Alright, so we just had somewhat major crash, and Ingvar, the sadistic guy on the Great T7, gives advice right after the crash. You need to throttle more. That's the first thing you want to hear.
More speed, power.
Yeah, more speed after
It's like Jeremy Clarkson, power!
Exactly. Yeah, not the
What would your advice be in this situation? We've just seen it. We've just seen Stefan flew over the field here.
I think it's just a combination of being tired, a bit scared.
Yeah.
We just had a huge hill climb in the Rockies.
Yeah.
Just the whole package, I guess. Yeah. And the bike is a big bike to handle on mud. So yeah.
And where are we actually going, Johannes?
It's either that grassy hill climb or that grassy hill climb. They both look interesting. But as our dear leader says, just throttle. Bara gasa.
Bara gasa!
Bara gasa!
Bara köra.
Bara köra!
Inte
Mycket
stanna.
bra! We're going up there?
Yeah, of course.
Bara gasa!
Bara gasa. Den där, eller den. Begge to, så det er jo brattere. Føler jeg.
Så hvis ikke ruta går der, så får jeg kjøre dere bort der, og så ser vi hva det kommer.
Huh?
Jeg tror det er godt. I think it's okay. Let's hope.
Is that the legs using those sounds?
That was the ankle.
You did choose quite a nice place for an epic crash.
Yeah, in the middle of fucking nowhere.
In a flower field.
Yeah.
This looks like a...
Oh, look over there, there's a camping spot.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah.
There's a camping van up there.
Yeah, this is where the nurses are parked.
Yeah. With Stefan ready to push on, we continued up the steep grassy hill climb, which turned out to look worse from afar than it actually was. It did have quite a bit of grip, and it wasn't that tricky after all. But with Stefan now limping and Sven not looking to crash anymore that day, they went around it to a less steep track on the other side of the hill. That, of course, meant that Johannes and Rasmus had some time for some playground, so they went back down again to give it another go. Yeehaw! Well done, boys! And of course, when Ingvar had nursed Stefan and Sven up the hill, he also wanted a piece of the action. The eastern loop was now almost complete as well, and all that was left to ride was down the mountain and then to Kanin, the most southern point of the Croatian Tet. Going downhill was steep, very steep. In fact, too steep for Stefan to break with his now messed up ankle. Then it turned into lush and green meadows, with super nice single track and beautiful views. And once we hit the gravel again, we had a rare bit of sunshine to spark some joy into our tired bodies and minds. And especially this bit, I'm very sad not to have with any sound. Because this would have been the sound of grown men acting like small boys. Laughing, screaming, yelling and swearing. The sound of having the time of your life, in the sunset, with your mates. As we had now completed Tet Croatia, we decided that the next morning we would ride all the way to Podgorica in Montenegro, and from here get back on the Tet from south to north, first in Montenegro, and then in Bosnia-Herzegovina, until we once again would reach Croatia. And so we did, and to our luck, now in proper sunny Balkan summer weather. After 8 hours of tarmac and a quick stint on a ferry, we arrived to our humble accommodation in Montenegro.
You gotta jump in the water. Tsunami! Call Greenpeace.
I'm photographing you, photographing me.
Vilka äventyrsåkare vi är.
Ja, det är helt otroligt.
Look at my tent.
Did you have an absolute hell in traffic here? Oh yeah.
It was more intense than anything we've done.
You made it. Welcome.
Welcome back, Jake.
Alright, yeah, good, cheers.
How are you feeling? Long ride, isn't it?
Yeah, annoyed with everything,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
This is a good shot, Stefan.
Yeah.
Good outfit.
Back up!
Hold det för skärm då.
Ja.
Rekordfyllt där.
Cheers.
Mm. I've always looked at Rasmus and thought, you know, that's a proper Viking, but he just felt like...
Back off!
He fell several points. I mean, what a pussy.
Hello, Jake.
Good to
How
see
you feeling?
Alright.
You limping around?
Yep. Joyous.
We've got the Limp Brothers here.
Yeah. Can I get a limp biscuit?
Hardcore adventure riders. This is how you...
Somebody please get the t-shirt so we can film what the text says.
Yeah.
What is it? This is where the comfort zone ends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is this here?
This is where the comfort zone ends.
Yeah.
From tomorrow, there's no comfort anymore.
En öl i magen, det är för tidigt. I tried to get us some weed, but I was unsuccessful. Och så kände jag att fy fan, det är livsfarligt. Så blev jag så, okej, man måste gå och lägga dig. Shit, we don't wake up call.
The next morning, we had one last thing to check off before the comfort zone could properly end.
I can't do the Scandi flick. But this trip I've only had one crash. Yeah.
And it wasn't a proper crash.
No. It was almost a Scandi flick.
And Johannes had a crash. Even Rasmus.
I had a tumble.
What?
I had a tumble.
You had a tumble? That was a proper crash you had. You probably had the biggest crash of everybody.
Yeah, but nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it. But I saw the skid marks after it. They looked proper scary. Yeah, here we go. Montenegro, day 1 of riding at least. To get to the Tet from the coast, we had about 1 hour of transport before we reached the capital, Podgorica. 31 degrees.
Perfect. Rain gear on.
Let's get out of this town. And from here, it really was the end of the comfort zone. It was now all about the Tet. If we hadn't spent all day trying to get here and eating at Burger King and filling up the bikes, we should jump in then. We're on the Tet, Montenegro. This is the big one. Is everybody ready? For what is supposedly the most beautiful Tet route there is. As soon as we got on the Tet, we started climbing. The first 35 kilometers would take us from 40 meters above sea level to 1,840 meters above sea level. We had heard about the steep section just outside of Podgorica, but were we really ready for it? You don't have to go super fast, not that steep, so don't get knocked about. Have you ever heard the quote, famous last words? Well, everybody good? As it would turn out, everybody weren't good. We knew it was risky to have 2 guys on the team with sprained ankles for Tet Montenegro. And we knew it was a possibility that they weren't going to be able to make it. So when we couldn't reach them on the cardo, we had to stop and make sure they were all right. I had started to walk down to reach them, but quickly found that to be a rather bad decision in 30 degrees. Are you good, Sven? So instead we decided that I were to push on and find the front group, and Johannes would then drive down to find Stefan and Jake. Still have them on the cardo. Säg till Ingvar, du måste ta hjälmen av. Ah. Further ahead, I found Ingvar, who had the same bad idea as me, to walk down to regroup and check if everybody was okay.
Guy.
Den är den som är mest trött nu. Jag stänger av din motorcykel eller?
Fy faen, nå er jeg varm altså.
Ja, da skulle du prøve å gå herifra.
Nei. Kjørte helt ned, flyttet 2 sykler, hjalp Jake med å bæsje.
Du er på Jake?
Nei, han måtte bæsje.
Det er 10 ganger verre å gå.
Ja da.
Bæsja.
Daniel var rett bak meg rundt svingen der. Så kommer jeg opp her, og så kan jeg ikke se han, og ikke svarer han, ingenting.
Nei.
Jeg hørte det og forsøkte å svare.
Jeg har taget af min hjelm,
Ja,
fordi jeg vil gå ned.
men det er litt dumt når vi kjører sånn.
Jo, men Sven stod jo der med hjelm på og kunne
Ingen
rapportere.
av oss som er her oppe vet jo om du er der og krasjer.
Men Sven og jeg stod præcis samme sted.
Jo, men
Så-
det kan jo ikke vi vite.
Nei,
Nej, men så kan du heller ikke høre mig jo.
Nei, men hvis du kunne sagt, jeg stopper her. Bra jobba alle sammen.
Ja, det var bra jobbet. Tråkigt med Jake og Stefan da.
Nei, det er bra. Satser på at dette var det verste.
Ja, nu vill jag avslappna lite här.
Hvor er du har vekta di? Har du langt frem, eller?
så langt bak jeg våger.
Ja, for det er litt sånn plutselig så bare... Beautiful.
Damn, that was tough, man. What does it say? Where the comfort zone ends. This is it.
Do you want me to stop it?
Looks good, doesn't it?
Very good. I don't know how to stop it. It's too expensive.
As we carried on, the most immediate question that popped into my thoughts were, does it ever stop this road? Nope. Good to know. Don't worry, it'll get worse. And I know I'm dragging it out a bit here, but this stretch was relentless. It just went on, and being so uneven, you couldn't relax for 1 second. We all have twin pegs fitted to our bikes, to be able to put all our weight backwards and maximize the grip on the bike with your legs to minimize the stress on your hands and wrists. But we had climbed for 45 minutes straight before finally the elevation flattened out and even went downhill a bit. Oh, feels good to be heading down a little bit after that session. At the top of the mountain, we found cell phone reception and got hold of Jake and Stefan, and we arranged for us to meet up again later that night. We would carry on the TED, and they would go by tarmac to where we reckoned we would end up. And so, we left civilization and drove into what felt like the middle of absolute nowhere.
Jeg må spænde 1 sekund her, Ingvar. Altså, this view. It feels like we're in the middle of nowhere. Oh, you can still see the town we just passed over there. Crazy, crazy. What a view. Let's crack on.
And here, deep in the mountains, we found what I had been dreaming of. We found the wild. We found the steepest climbs and the roughest treks. And we found the landscape and scenery that had me say, this is the most amazing place I've ever ridden my motorbike.
running in the valley down there. That looks quite... Wow, honestly, this piece of road right here is probably the most beautiful thing I've ever ridden. Most insane thing I've ever seen. And it looks amazing with you, Sven, up there in front, climbing through the hills. Holy crap. Sluta nu! What the f... Ja, det är helt sindssykt där.
Just keep your weight back and just a little bit of front brake and just a little bit of rear brake. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
We had found it, the place of my dreams. And it was now time to pay the price. What comes up must come down.
Ja.
And speaking of things that must come down,
Ja. Jag kommer att hjälpa dig, Sven. Jag ska bara finna... Jag måste parkera rimligt tätt på dig, för ellers är det för stejlt.
Om du går ner där tror jag tankar dig bättre.
Nej, det är okej här, tror jag. It's the most beautiful spot to have a little tumble.
Ja.
Are you good, Sven? Vänta. Oh... No! Ja. Ja. Ja, ja.
Ja, ja. Ja, vi får ju trycka den då, så det är gott.
Kom långt där. Ja.
Ja, jag var där.
Ja, samma. Jo, Sven. Vi kan ikke være lige gode til det alle sammen. Jeg kan ikke følge med dig opad. Nedad kæmper du lidt mere, sådan er det. Ja, ja. I don't mind a little break waiting for Ingvar for once.
It was, however, once again the unlucky Sven that we would have to wait for.
Er du okay, Sven? Du slog dig ikke? Godt. Du har i hvert fald mistet et spejl her, Sven. Ja, en lille souvenir. Front brake.
Brake in, hold the brake.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I got it. It's in gear.
Yep.
Is the gear lever and everything good on that side, Ingvar?
Started good.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Har du bremsen?
Ja, det kan jeg.
Okay. Godt.
Vi bare se på
Ja.
Hold styret rätt fram. Holy fuck.
Ja.
Helt över på den. Okay. Yep.
Looks fine to me.
Now it's
Now
fine.
it's fine.
It was like this.
Yeah. Sven,
Okay.
when you get down here, it's not that far out to the right side. The right track looks a little bit better than the left one.
Don't
Don't
use too
use
much
too
front
much
brake.
front brake.
No. Easy does it, Sven. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Easy does it. Easy does it, Sven. Good. I wonder if you can buy a Coke Zero somewhere here. What are the odds? What are the odds of that? Keep an eye out for Coke Zero. I need to take a proper break soon. Guys, did you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Oh my goodness, can we stop here and enjoy the view also?
Yeah, but I thought when it touched
We-
down here left more.
Yes, stop down at the next sun spot.
Yeah.
I thought that rock.
The views and the scenery here, and the riding, and the friendship amongst my brothers in arms. It was magical. Riding through this mountain pass was magical and almost therapeutic.
Well, I did say almost. It was the adventure that I had dreamt of. And this day and this ride will stay vivid in my memory for a long, long time.
How's the hair?
Veldig flott.
What?
Veldig flott.
It's the bad hair show. It's the bad hair show. Johannes and Rasmus are very tired of me from being slow, stopping, filming all the time. But when you have a view like this, I just can't keep. I just can't.
Er det noen som har nummeret til Stefan og baki der?
Vi laver en produktion for hele dagen.
Jeg skulle sagt at jeg så som en idiot da. Å helvete.
Må ikke vandre andre veien. Nei, nå tar du bilen.
Himla bra!
Ja, det blir bra.
Altså løp.
Okay. Okay. Car? Car? Here?
Yes.
Fantastic. I mean, somebody has to pick up those tourists that were walking up there, not us.
Great.
Oh.
The sun was on its way down, and so were we. We had only left to do a rather short and fairly easy downhill towards the town of Croatia, where Jake and Stefan would be waiting for us at a local bed and breakfast they had found for our overnight stay.
Aye, a proper river crossing. Hello. Hello. I did not keep enough distance on that river crossing. If Sven or Ingvar had gone down, I would be right down there flat with you.
Well deserved.
Yeah, it really has been well deserved.
Scandi flick. I know it.
No, it was definitely some of the best riding I've ever done. It was, especially, do you remember that place that we just drove past, where I stopped and filmed you guys going back and forth once? Then after that, we kind of went down a little bit in the valley, and it was I've never seen anything like it.
Bring me the kid in.
I think that it was CGI.
Yeah, it was definitely CGI.
Han maler som en gärning. Så hon ligger bara. Pet me.
Are you tired?
Yeah. Can't you tell?
Yes, you were like so quiet, but even in the beginning of the day, you were very quiet. You didn't say much on the car though.
That's usually a sign of me being hungry.
Over.
Hunger over.
Svårt. Vad tungt.
Det går ikke. There is something so wrong with you. Jeg har hoppet til nippel. Så det går fint der.
I'm really good.
Jeg skal bare løpe.
Yeah, okay.
Jeg klar. Vi må telle.
3, 2, 1, go!
Easy!
Plutselig så blir man bare kastet av.
Skål, kompis!
Skål!
Cheers, Jake!
Skål!
Johannes er trøtt.
Ja, fy faen. Det er helt død nå.
Next time on the Scandi Flick.
I think I remember Johannes saying from back home once, it's not good to just go for the rough stuff when you're that far away from home. And what does he do? He follows Ingvar once.
He follows me.
The tricky hill climb was almost worth it. Sven had a crash, Johannes had a crash, Rasmus had a crash, and now we're here. And I'm hearing in the car though, we got tarmac on the other side of the road here, so.
It was a good learning experience.
Good learning experience.
Use proper tires. Nothing to do with the technique. That was immaculate, 100%. The bike, 100%, on the tires. Never blame yourself, right?
Nope.
Ingvar säger inte
Det är en film. Nej, du kan inte filma sådana situationer då, det är ändå bra.